We're back, and it's a bit of a weird one because we're on a Tuesday, but it's a special episode. So it's an interview with Flips, who you can see on the bottom of your screen. It's myself and Paolo, of course. Hopefully everyone's well. Yeah. If you don't know a little bit about Flips, actually, Flips, tell us about yourself. That's way easier.
You can't do that to me. You're taking a piss. Imagine, tell us about yourself. I ain't got nothing to say about myself.
Listen, he's here. This episode is a cold, rainy night in Stoke. It's 7:45. It's 8 o'clock, but we're here. Flip, obviously, look, DFC. For Flips, which I'm not sure he's probably not aware of this, but on one of our lives we done last week, we had a number of American and Philippines fans asking about DFC. And we told them that we was doing a live episode just to explain a bit more. They've seen, obviously, the social media. So there's some interest there from across the pond, man. They're linked up in this scene because the semi-pro boxing scene is... I've said it for a couple of years, isn't it? It's the gap or the bridge between, I'd probably say, those professional fighters and semi-pro is getting a lot smaller now. Because of the money, more money's involved with the semi-pro boxing. Fighters can build a profile off of it. That is something that obviously Flips plays a massive part in alongside Louis and everyone else that works at DFC. But yeah, Flips, listen, thank you for obviously joining us for this live this week. We've got a massive show come December. First of all, how are you feeling? Because I think now you look a lot calmer. But that's not always the way it goes with you as a promoter, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no. To be fair, December's looking good right now. I don't know why. I always have a sense of calm in December. The same thing happened last year. If you remember, I was away for a lot of the build-up last year in the lead up to December. So I don't know. I think December's like everyone's kind of had a long year. We always try and finish the year with a big party of a card. With just loads of violence, and yeah, send everyone off into Christmas in a good mood. So yeah, I'm kind of calm about it.
Is this the best DFC for you of the year? Would you say, in terms of all the shows that we do, leading up to this?
You can't do that.
No, but the timing.
Connor, can you see he's trying to set me up already? You can see that, right?
No, I'm on Paolo's side on this, man.
But timing-wise, it's Christmas.
You know what it is? Timing-wise, it's probably the worst in terms of everyone's kind of trying to wind down for the year and go into their holidays. But I think as a card, this one's the best one so far. I think 9 in September was the best for other reasons. In terms of the fight that we had at the top and stuff like that, and the way that the night played out was sick as well. But I think as a card, top to bottom, you think about the K1 that's going to come back on board in December as well. That's a big part of it. Yeah, I think December as a card is probably the best one we've done so far. Touch wood, it all stays together, no pull-outs, man.
Exactly, man. Connor,
is it easier when you're on your 10th? Because this is DFC 10, for anyone that doesn't know. This is the 10th event, which is a pretty big milestone anyway.
Yeah,
is it easier for you?
I would say we're more experienced. We're more prepared for a lot of the bullshit that comes with this promotion. But we're always learning. And with the amount that we've done, there's always pressure as well because, there's an expectation now of us to deliver every time, which we have so far, and the pressure only gets greater and greater. But also, I think with every successful show, your value goes up. Yeah. And I think as a brand, our value has exponentially grown to the point now, like, you see before, probably about like 5 or 6 shows ago, I'm having to accept a lot of bullshit from a lot of people just to get fights made. I think now we're in a position that we've told 2 people to fuck off just in the last 6 hours. So, like, yeah, it's an ever changing landscape, but Yeah, we're just rolling with the punches, man.
It's crazy. I have to ask you this specific question. I think some of the phrases I've seen you come out with the last couple of months. I think this only happens as the show gets bigger.
Yeah.
I've heard rinky dink, I've heard all sorts, but the territory that obviously what you do on your side, being the face of the brand, is that something that you found easier to deal with or harder? Because I feel like it's probably a compliment, but as you get bigger, I feel like more haters, more
Yeah,
people
of
that
course.
are preying on your downfall. But for you, do you find it easier to deal with now the show's grown and you've grown, or was it something that you had to adjust to compared to DFC, say 1, 2, 3, right at the start when you, like you said before on the DFC pod, no one knew what they were doing?
Yeah, but you know what it is as well, though. Yeah, I think it would be tougher for other people to adjust to, but you guys kind of know the like my history in this thing in terms of I've come from a very well-known football team, so having people like haters per se isn't new to me. I feel like anyone who I don't blame anyone for hating on me or us or whatever. I don't blame them. I always think that anyone who hates on us probably just doesn't know us well enough. And maybe from a distance, I would hate us too. But you ain't gonna do fuck all about it, baby. So that's, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Well, DFC's run on a fuck around and find out basis. So, you know, that we publish our location once a quarter. How come no one's tried? You know what I mean? Is what it is.
That's what I was going to say. Look, there's a couple of things I want to go back on. K1, his DFC historically is known, no thanks to Louis especially, for putting on, for getting these fights together. We introduced K1 to DFC, a different element to it. It brings new eyes. But for you, what has been the most impressive thing you've seen about the K1? For those who don't know who K1 is, kickboxing. So what's been the most impressive thing for you? That being integrated into DFC now, and it's so smoothly, which obviously is headlined up by the Marlon Gillett.
I think on a professional level, in terms of like on a DFC level, I think just the sheer violence and the fact that those boys never stop fighting, and you've seen it translate well for those who have transitioned over from K1 to the boxing. They all have great gas tanks and they never stop fighting. So I think there's something in K1 that's like, okay, we fight and we don't stop fighting until someone can't fight anymore. On a personal level, I think what's impressed me most about the K1 boys is the flexibility it takes to kick a man in his face. Because basically, ever since we've had K1, no one knows this, but obviously my microwave is high up in my kitchen, and I always like think, well, I wonder if I could kick that close, and like these boys make it look so easy, but I can't send my foot up that high. So how can you kick a man in his face, bro? But I also think it's a lot of self-discipline as well, because me personally, like imagine my family all come to watch me and that you can't kick me in my face in front of my family. Like we
So where are you at right now? You get like the toaster. Like the
you know what I'm at right now, I can barely lift my leg above my ankles. That's that. So it's slow progress, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly, man.
I'm just trying to picture how many times Flips tried to kick his microwave.
I've tried, but I've never succeeded. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe I need to start stretching or doing some shit. But yeah, we'll get there.
Connor, you've been you've seen the K1 firsthand.
I've seen it.
Obviously. And for those that probably know our involvement with DFC anyway. But Connor, you specifically, you saw K1 for the first time. Just let me go back to your first reaction to it, just whilst we got Flips here, because when you saw it, that was when Marley Vega fought.
Wait, was that the one where he knocked him out in 30 seconds? Or was it the other one?
No,
Was it the
Marley
one?
Vega
They went the whole time.
Marley
Oh,
Vega.
and
Marley
they
Vega
knocked each
fight.
other down. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the one
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
I mean, the thing with that, right, is you're a semi-pro boxing event, really. What you think is going to be a boxing event, at least. And K1 comes on. I think 90% of the crowd are there thinking, what is this? Which is fair. Everyone knows kickboxing is sick, but like, not everybody watches it, you know. And then these two went to war. I mean, I think that's fight of the night easily that night. That was what DFC 8. So there were some good fights. And I know Kai Trott's in a good one. He's always in good fights. But I'm trying to think. I think that was quite like I don't remember the crowd being so up for something as the K1 fight.
Yeah, no, they won fight of the night, and to be fair, both of those boys rejected their bonuses when we tried to offer it to them. So they were like, no, like they wanted it to go back into DFC. So yeah, it was good.
That's quite interesting. Because I feel like the thing that I wanted to touch on, and from a boxing point of view as well, is like I said before, the rise of obviously semi-pro boxing, if you want to call it, at one point had the name unlicensed boxing, which is something that people used to frown upon. I'd probably say years and years ago, but now it's literally seen as semi-pro boxing. I mean, we talk about even last week, Fabio Wardley beating Joseph Parker, which no one expected. His background's white collar. The man never had an amateur boxing match. He come from charity boxing matches and then just went up. For you as well, since you've been involved with it, have you seen that difference or change in semi-pro boxing? Because I feel like it's getting a lot bigger now. What we're doing on DFC with the socials, with the fights, of everything, it's that the brand's growing, and obviously, respectively, other brands from other promotions seem to be growing as well. Is that something that you've seen a massive change in, like even recently?
Yeah, of course. I think personally, I've never really been one to call it semi-pro as such, because as much as you dress it up, I think we're still unlicensed. I think it's still a bit gritty. I do get the sentiment behind calling it semi-pro, because we're not like those other, as you say, rinky-dink shows who just put a ring and a canvas and say, all right, cool, fuck off and go sell some tickets.
100 chairs.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like main events in front of chairs and stuff. But I do think, that going forward, to fully establish ourselves as that semi-pro bracket, I think that one thing that I would like to see is the board involve some sort of governance, because you can't really ignore us for much longer as a scene. But I do think that you see right now the pathway is amateurs then pros, and if you watch a lot of amateur boxing, you see that there's a difference in styles from amateur to professional, whereas what we do is a lot more tailored to the pro circuit. So I think what needs to happen is the board do need to add some sort of governance to it, so that there's quality control in which shows are actually operating, but have it bridge the gap between amateur and pros, and then on paper officially it is semi-pro boxing. But the scene is definitely growing. I think a lot of the shows, like Paolo, you'll know this more than most. Yeah, I believe that our involvement in the scene has forced a lot of people to level up. I think that a lot of people are seeing the stuff we're doing, and they're saying, "Okay, cool, we need to step our game up." But it's always going to grow, and I'm happy to be a part of it where it is right now. I'm happy to be a part of it going forward. I did another chat yesterday. You would know about it, Paolo, with another podcast, and I was saying they were asking if we were ever going to go pro, and I was like, I love the feeling of everyone feeling that we've done a madness and everyone going to work the next morning. Like there's just a beauty in it that we've just lived like rock stars the night before, but we've all got to wake up for work the next morning. So that's what satisfies me about it. So yeah.
I think I can add to that as well, Connor as well. You could probably add to this, but I remember off the last DFC, I woke up in the morning, I'm sitting in front of 2 computer screens,
Mhm.
getting asked to chase something up, and I'm thinking, do you know where I've just been?
Yeah.
That's what it makes you feel like. And I can second that 100%. But it's interesting because if I was to ask you about the card itself and DFC X, it's a big event. I want to talk. We want to talk a little bit about that as well.
Mhm.
You've got Jim Swayze and Lee Cook main event. Brad Fowl, Bradley Fowl, Jack Watson fighting co-main, and obviously you've got Gatty and Armstrong as well, which has just been announced.
That's a what the fuck fight if there ever was one, bro. I don't know how the fuck that fight got made, but I'm not complaining. So main event, Jim Swayze versus Lee Cook. Obviously, Lee Cook and Jim Swayze met before at DFC 8.
Yeah.
Lee Cook came into that as the heavyweight champ. Jim came in as an unknown commodity, really. Not a lot of people knew how good he was, but he had won 2 belts on 2 other promotions.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't ever want to disrespect him by saying he was an underdog, but no one just knew how good he was. He came in, boxed to a decision, and I think it's something that we've seen across both boxing, and I watch a lot of MMA as well, where when someone becomes a champion, it adds 20% to them. I've heard it said a lot. They start to feel themselves. They start to believe in themselves a bit more, because Jim would have come into that as the B side. Now he's at A side. He's feeling himself. He came to DFC 9, and I remember I asked him for names for the guest list for him and his family, and like he put Jim Swayze, heavyweight champ. Like, yeah, that's how he was on the guest list. So it's like that he's feeling himself, and that will make him up his level because he feels he's got his feet on the table now. He's like, yeah, I belong here. And Lee is as determined as ever. I saw him fight last week. He looks better than he's ever looked. And I don't say that lightly. He's lost about 3 stone. And yeah, that's gonna be a war. And don't you think, yeah, it's a great fight that doesn't need the bad blood that other fights potentially have. So like there was a video that went up on the socials from DFC 9 of them 2 just standing having a chat. But I trust them to go in there and try and take each other's heads off in December. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then co-main event, Jack Watson versus Brad Fowl. Jack Watson versus Brad Fowl should have been on DFC 9, but Jack knows what he did. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, that's why this is on DFC X. But I do feel like Jack is finally going to get the respect he deserves in this scene, because I believe that Jack is, as a boxer, yeah, I think Jack is the best boxer in the country. I think if everybody was the same weight, Jack would be the best boxer. Not saying he'd beat everyone, because everyone has off days. Some people know how to fight down on their gumshot and get through fights better than they know how to box and stuff like that. But technically, Jack is the best boxer in the country, hands down. And I think now he's going to get it. Yeah, bro, you saw, you were both there. You were both there. He called for a man who had never seen the 3rd round because he'd just been knocking everyone out. And he came and he beat him up for 4 rounds and stopped him.
Respectively, because I like Luke, but I
believe Luke is the best thing to ever happen to DFC.
Yeah,
Luke is the best thing to ever happen to DFC, and he's gone to go and sort out his family life, and that he just had a little one. And when he's ready to come back, you know, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Connor, have you seen the Phantom Punch?
The Phantom Punch? No, I don't.
Well,
I might have seen it, but I don't remember.
That's what people are calling it. You're buffering a bit, but yeah, that's what people are calling it. But yeah, controversial punch. People are still arguing, did he hit him? Did he not? I believe he did. I think we had a second off Johnny Nelson as well. Johnny Nelson said he hit his equilibrium. That's why he went down. That clip obviously
Okay.
traveled the world, and like you said, Luke Palfrey is a man who was unstoppable until he come up against Jack Watson. But Bradley Fowler, he's coming into this with a lot of experience. I mean, what are your thoughts on Brad? Because he's got everything to prove, really.
I think if there is, so I've gone on record just now as saying Jack Watson's the best boxer in the country, hands down. Brad's not, in my opinion, Brad would be a fool to try and box with Jack. I think this is where it gets interesting because they've agreed to do it upper weight because Jack normally operates at super welterweight, and they've agreed to do it at middleweight. I think the extra 3 kilos or so would benefit Brad more. And I think if I'm in Brad's corner, I'm saying go and fight him. I'm saying kick him if you can, bite him if you can, do whatever you can, put him in a headlock, Chinese burn, everything. Don't try and box him. I'm saying go and fight him. It's going to be good to see who can implement their game plan better. If it turns into a dogfight, you have to side with Brad, who's more of a fighter all round. But if it's a boxing chess match, it's Jack Watson all day, and I'm sure both those boys recognize that as well. So yeah. But honestly, like Brad has got all the respect from me because seeing what Jack just did to Palfrey, a lot of people wouldn't want to get in there with Jack.
He was
and Brad's been calling for it ever since. So yeah, it's going to be a good one, man.
I was going to say about matchmaking. How often does that happen? Where you'll get a guy saying he's going to fight so and so, and then say Jack Watson in this case gets in there and puts a clinic on against Luke Palfrey. Does matchmaking become difficult?
It becomes difficult because opponents now want more. So obviously recently we had DFC 9 where Marlon Gillett put on an absolute clinic. And you start to think, okay, no one's really putting their, like, where there were people putting their hand up before the fight saying, I'll take the winner. Yeah. And now people aren't really putting their hand up after what happened in September. So it does happen sometimes where people start to realize, okay, maybe I might have bitten off more than I can chew here. But yeah, that's why Brad gets all the respect in the world from me.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then going on to obviously the most, I think, unorthodox main, maybe co-main, Gatti and Armstrong, which this has happened over what? Couple days, couple stories? For a bit of background for people watching, they were calling each other out, and then obviously next thing you know, poster goes up.
Yeah, so after September, Armstrong's gone online on some rant about how he wants one of the top boys or whatever. And like conversation started in the background, and I was like, I don't want to know about this until it's done. Like I'm not involved in this right now, bro. Because we all know like Armstrong hasn't exactly got a reputation for fighting anyone, anywhere, any place, anytime. So I was just like, okay, when I know it's serious, then lock me in it. But well done to Louis and Millie Rock who put their heads together and got the fight over the line. And it's an exciting one. It's actually I'm actually looking forward to that one because on paper Gatti should do bad things to Armstrong on paper, but Armstrong is not a mug. He's always in the gym, strong. He does pack a punch. And if Gatti goes in there with no respect, then it could end up being a tougher fight than he anticipates. So he's got to go in there ready to do the business, and he needs to be his best version to get the best result. So yeah.
Okay, it's interesting. Obviously, like I think it's important to mention as well that ultimately there is one king sitting at the light heavyweight top of the division now, which
At the
is
top of
Marlon.
all divisions. At the top of all divisions.
Yeah,
Marlon is the top dog across all divisions, all promotions.
Usyk.
Marlon's number one in the whole country. When you think about someone who boxes, yeah, first of all, as a fighter, complete package. I know I said Jack Watson's the best boxer. Marlon's the best fighter, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marlon can do it all. And then you think as a package as well, he's a promoter's dream, bro. And you saw what happened in September off the back of him and Gatti being the yin to each other's yang. You're not going to get that with a lot of people. We've had big names on DFC before. We've had, like, we've had people on DFC and we haven't got the magic that we got in September. So Marlon's a top dog. Marlon's, I get the sense that Marlon's itching to fight in December. But I'm trying
something as well.
I'm trying not to entertain that because we'd love to have Marlon on with his ticket sales 100%, yeah. But if I'm looking out for him as a brand, I think he does the first one of next year, and we want to take him to Hastings next year as well. So we'll see what happens. I literally messaged him yesterday, and I was like, on the morning of December 8th, we'll know exactly what the next move is for everyone. So just sit tight.
It's interesting, and that's mad though, because going back to obviously Gatti and Armstrong, on paper, it would have looked like you had a lot to do with it, but obviously, like you said, it's Louis and Millie, which you've kind of left to.
That's a fight that that literally it was like, nah, like don't even bother Gatti with that, man. And then it was like, oh, hang on a sec, it's actually on.
Head to the balcony. It's crazy. He said, I'm taking his head and putting it on.
Don't get me wrong. Gatti's mighty pissed off right now.
Yeah.
He feels like he's been disrespected a bit because of, how the Marlon thing played out. And he's got the bit between his teeth. He wants to come back and prove, you know what, I'm number one. Marlon was the better man on the night in September, but I'm coming back for it. So he needs a statement in December.
Statement performance. It's interesting. And then obviously below that, there's fights I know to be announced over the next couple of weeks.
Wait, what have we announced so far? Hold on 2 seconds. Let me check this. Okay, Lyndon Coombs. Oh, we haven't announced Lyndon Coombs' fight. I'm sorry.
Now, this is live as well, Flips. I can't.
Yeah, no.
I can't.
Lyndon Coombs' fight, we haven't announced it. We've announced Marcus versus Callum Clemens. Marcus is Lyndon's brother. Callum Clemens is 6'5". We announced him as 6'9" the other day. But he's actually
your audio is gone a bit.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so Marcus against Callum Clemens is going to be a big heavyweight
good
fight.
As well now as well. Yeah, go on.
It's going to be a big heavyweight fight. We've got Kai Trott versus Marcus Stevens. Can I just say something? I love Kai Trott, bro. Like, honestly.
So do I.
Honestly, yeah.
Man.
Like, even as a person, yeah. Like, and one thing with him, he understands the game, yeah. So this game isn't just about getting in the ring and having good fights or whatever. It's about giving people an experience that they'll never forget. And that's from the second you leave that changing room and make an entrance to the second you walk out. Yeah. And you think Kai Trott's fights are always, some wacky shit. Yeah. Like if there's a fight I'm going to stay ringside for on DFC night, it's Kai Trott's fight every time. But then you think, I'll be chilling. Yeah. And I'll just be like in my house or something. I'll get a message and it'll be like, oh, can I get a singer for my entrance? And I'm like, yeah. The answer's never no. It's always, yeah. How do we do it? And be like, oh, yeah. I want a dragon. I want the Loch Ness monster to walk me out. I want this. I want that. And it's like, you know what, Kai? I love it. Do whatever you want. So he's someone that understands the game because these are the moments that people remember on the night. And even like afterwards when he gets on the mic, After his debut, he made a heartfelt speech about mental health. So he never forgets what actually matters. And then, after his second fight, it was the whole first time was so nice, I had to do it twice and all of that. It's like Kai Trot will always leave us with a moment. Always leave us with a moment. So, yeah, man, he's one of my favorites. Trust me, man.
Yeah, and not to forget to mention as well the money that he raised, obviously, off the back of the last show, which
For Rosie's
not
legs.
to forget for Rosie's legs. Amazing. A lot of DFC. Do you know what? It shows what the power of the brand is, because off the back of Kai Trot doing that, a lot of fighters started to help as well, which is something that I don't think you get on a lot of shows. I'm just going to put it out there.
It's a family vibe. It's a family vibe. There are times where, like, I'll find out things second and third hand of like fighters linking up to go for runs, fighters linking up to. I found out the other day, the DJ Lucan.
Yeah.
He went to spar Rion Wong the other day. Like, how the hell does that happen? But like, it's a real family vibe, man, and that is not through any doing of my own. It's just the fact that everyone involved is a good person and they all gravitate to each other. So yeah,
a little bit as
Obviously,
well. Go on, Connor.
Sorry, you want to keep the family vibe, because I've been to the show. It's incredible, and like I know we're all sat here and we all have an involvement within DFC, so it's very easy for us to say it. But I've been to a lot of small hall shows, small stuff, like semi-pro as well. It's not the same. I won't name names because I don't know.
Name names, Connor, man. Name names,
I'll be
Connor.
honest with you, I can't even remember the name of them.
Little rinky dink.
They got like 2,500 followers on Instagram, so like 4 times less than DFC.
But, you know the name.
100%
know the name.
I actually don't know the name. I actually don't.
God.
If I did, I'd say it. But anyway, look, the point is, you go there and it's just a show, and it's fine. It's just people fighting, and I love that. We love that, but it's nothing. DFC. I mean, the guy dressing up as Woody. He got his head.
That was mental.
But
that was mental.
Then you got the K1, which was fight of the night. Like I said earlier, people were like a little bit like, "What's going on here?" There's people with shin pads, and then suddenly everyone's on their feet.
Flying.
That there's people in like white fur coats who maybe they don't need to come again, but whatever. And then you got like, I don't know, it's got this good vibe, but obviously the family vibe, because I'm assuming DFC is also your ambition. You want it to grow and you want to sell out bigger arenas at some point.
Yeah, of course.
How are you going to keep the family vibe, or like keep that kind of the energy that it's got right now? Or how do you plan on doing that? Maybe.
I have no idea. That is the truth of the matter. To be honest, it's not something that I've willingly orchestrated, because I'm not capable of orchestrating a family vibe like that. I think it's just about having good people, and I think good people gravitate to good people. So like, we're all here where, I like to think I'm a good person. We will deal with each other properly. Like, Paolo knows he's dealt with properly. You as well, when you come to the shows, you get dealt with. Everyone, we always try and deal with people properly. So you always gravitate to each other as good people. So I just hope it continues like that. But yeah, it's something I really like, man.
No, it's good. It's interesting. I've got to ask you as well, because I think people are dying to know. Obviously, DFC X is here, and I know you probably can't say too much at this stage, but we're coming towards the end of the year. So what are the plans for the next 12 to 18 months? What do you see sort of I guess what we're doing? Obviously, I know you've mentioned potentially an early show with Marlon potentially featuring on it, but I'm talking about the next sort of 12 months. What's that looking like for DFC?
Okay, so 2026 we've got the base of the schedule sorted. So we've got 4 dates in 2026 locked in already. Yeah.
Okay, that's all you can say for now. That's all you can say.
We've got 4 Kent dates. But you know, there's something that may take us out of Kent. There, wait, there are. I'm literally looking at my other phone right now, looking at it right now. Yeah. So there are two potential things that can happen next year. Yeah. One isn't a secret. Everyone, like I think I mentioned it earlier in this chat as well. We want to take Marlon back to Hastings. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that needs to happen at some point next year.
That was promised after his win, wasn't it? So yeah.
Exactly. And then there's one other thing that I want to do personally. Yeah. And then there's another thing that there are some people pressurizing me to do, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's possible. But yeah, 4 Kent dates definitely next year, and we'll probably add to that. So yeah.
This is okay, interesting. No, it's interesting. It's good for people to know, man. Do you know what? It's I gotta say this, Connor, yeah. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm asking him. We're asking Flip some questions today. We've got to put. Listen, he's here. We're building up DFC X, man. That's what we're doing. Kent, no, I want to talk about that Maidstone.
Mm-hmm.
That's become an arena, Spartans arena. I call that Turf Moor. That's Turf Moor. That's become Turf Moor for DFC. Why is Kent Maidstone so special? Why is Balling so special? And I'm sure you get asked that a lot, but I'm sure we get asked that a lot. But yeah.
No, first of all, as a venue, it's amazing. It feels like a coliseum, and all the atmosphere gets trapped in the top. I was talking about this with another gent yesterday, but I think, as I said before, good people gravitate to good people, and the people at Balling are amazing. You've been there during the day when we're setting up, and they're just happy to help with anything. They make life really easy for us there. But there's something about Kent. Like obviously we had that year where we took it to Catford and we were there for 2 events, and like they love violence in Kent, bro. Like in London, they're a bit more bougie. They're a bit more, oh, I want to look pretty at ringside for the pictures. Wow. But in Kent, it's like, bro, some of the pictures that I see, like some of the faces I see getting pulled, like people are having the time of their lives. And I think the energy in Kent is something that can't be recreated anywhere else. So no matter where we go, even if we go as far as, I don't know, Vegas or Riyadh or somewhere like that, we'll always come back to Kent. Like Kent is amazing, bro. The energy is good. There are a lot of people who love a scrap in Kent as well. So you can't beat it. Not from my experience, anyway.
Nah, I hear it, man. And obviously, yeah, like Kent, that venue, I think will be always hold a special place. I think that is your call for DFC. I think that's the best way I can describe it. I have to ask you as well, man. Like literally, DFC X is less than a month away, I guess. A month away. These shows really come around quick. This is a bit of an off question, but in between shows, apart from your job, what do you do in your off time to switch off? Because, bro, to all the negotiating you're doing and everything else, I feel like you're somebody who never really stops. So does Flips ever get that time to himself? Or like you say, you're always on the phone to fighters, or you're always there talking to fighters? Is that just something you do out of love and not feel more as a task? And is that what you spend most of your time doing?
To be fair, I'm always doing something DFC related. As the product has grown, I think my direct interaction with fighters has probably lessened, if I'm honest. Because you've got people like Louis who do a lot of the boxing matchmaking. Millie Rock works with Louis. Marlon handles all the K1 stuff. Franco helps him out where he can. So like a lot of the time, so the other day, I actually made a fight. Like the other day, I made the fight. Yeah, And I and I rang Louis. I was like, I forgot the rush that you get when you make a fight successfully, bro. Like literally. So as the thing has grown, where they handle more of the matchmaking side of things, I'm having a lot more conversations on like growing it as a brand, trying to secure certain partnerships and stuff. You know, as with anything, you get a lot of people trying to sell you stuff, a lot of people trying to um get in contact to offer their services for certain things as well. So a lot of my time is spent on stuff like that. I spend a lot of time at other shows as well. Because you know, no matter how good or how rubbish a show is, there's always something that I can learn from every show. And I spend a lot of time supporting other people who put on shows. Like Franco does Bloodline fight series. I would never miss any of their shows. I like going there. Like he had a show a couple of weeks ago that both Lee and Brad fought on. And I was just there, like I was in the changing room for most of the show, just chilling. So yeah, I'm always doing something fight related or DFC related. But I have promised myself that December I'm gonna chill out a bit because we've got an extra month in between shows. So
what got you into boxing and fighting? Like where did that passion come from?
So I always wanted to get involved in it in some capacity from when I was young. But my mum was scared because of like potential head trauma and stuff like that. I'm my mum's only son, bro. Like she doesn't want anything happening to me. But so I was gravitated more towards football. But I'm not really someone who ever really liked football as much as I like combat sports because I'm more of an MMA fan than even boxing. But then obviously the AJ boom happened, and at the time I had put on a bit of weight. It was September 2019. AJ had just lost to Ruiz, and my excuse was that fat boys were up, so I didn't need to be in shape. But then I walked into the gym September of 2019, and I did a session with Lou, and yeah, from there it was just like, okay, cool. I was heavily involved with the football side of things as well. So we had a media infrastructure there. And I always said, bro, this is suited to boxing. Like, if we can replicate this in boxing, we could go places. And here we are, show 10 coming up.
That's cool.
Nah, man, it is interesting. And yeah, that is something obviously. I've got people are asking you, do you think you'll ever fight again?
Oh, no. So I had Louis on the phone yesterday trying to convince me. Get out of my face. Like, I'm not doing that. You know who I do want to see fight? In fact, I can't say this. There's some that. Oh no, I wasn't gonna say you because that's you and Louis' thing. You lot always like, Paolo needs to fight or whatever.
Louis plays games. Connor might be fighting though. Go on.
If Connor wants to fight, bro, we'll get you a fight. We'll get you in there with Paolo.
I don't need to fight.
But
my life's good, man.
But there's a fight I want to see on DFC. Yeah. And like, so the way we try and map out the schedule is September will always have a mad main event. Yeah. So in the past, we've had Strapsy, we've had G. This September, we had Marlon and Alessandro. Yeah. The main event I've got in mind for September next year. Yeah. I've spoken to both men about it. Yeah. And I'm trying to wind them up into doing it. Yeah. Like literally, neither man really is like, oh, is that possible? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, bro, like I can make it possible. Yeah.
Have they fought on DFC before?
Yes. It's a mad fight. Yeah. And I was talking to one of them about it today. Yeah. And he was like, there's no way it can happen. There's no way it can happen. And I was like, bro, let's have this conversation in December. I'm not talking to you about it yet. But if I can get that main event over the line for September next year, it will be bigger than anything we've done. And now Paolo's trying to think. Now Paolo's trying to
I was
think.
about to say, there's not a way in world you're going to tell us who these people are you?
No, not a chance.
I'll give you
chance.
I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue.
Take a
I'll
clue.
give you a clue.
It'll be a terrible clue. What? Go on.
I'll give you a
No, it's
clue.
human.
Nah, okay, think. Oh, that might make it too obvious. Think about. Okay. Think Canelo Crawford.
All right. Paolo, you can work that out.
Yeah. My brain's
I
gonna
reckon
start
I could with
processing
enough
that.
research.
I
I reckon
can't
I
do.
can get it.
Yeah. We'll come back. Obviously, to do it live on stream, the stream's just gonna go mad quiet for about 10 minutes. So I'll figure
It
it
kind
out.
of kills it
But
with Saturn
Canelo,
Sun.
I'll write that one down. Canelo Crawford, right? Okay, no problem. That's fine. All right, yeah, we'll get back to that anyway. But I'm sure if it does happen, something will be announced. Flips has disappeared. Don't know where he's gone.
Hold on 2 secs. I'm still here. Hold on 2 secs.
No, we've used up our time. No, I'm joking.
No. Okay, cool. There we go.
Used up our time, you know.
All right. Check your WhatsApp, Paolo. Okay. Now do you see where I'm going with it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, going on to DFC 7th of December, DFC X. Tickets are out now, right?
Yeah. Tickets are out now.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the tickets. I haven't seen them with my own eyes, but they're definitely out. I've seen people take pictures of them. So definitely out. Yeah.
Yeah. This, I tell you what, you see, in some senses, Flips has got to be the most laid back guy, but trust me, it can be chaotic as well behind the scenes. So I think there's a bit of both, but I think you're very good at navigating that, which as a promoter, I think you need as a strength, and I think a lot of people don't. I mean, not saying naming names, but we've seen head loss. People get head loss on social media.
No, so, I was saying to who was I saying it to yesterday? It was on the other chat that I had yesterday. I was saying the way that I see life is if like every quarter, at least once a quarter, I've got a date and I've got a venue. And no matter what happens in life, I have to fulfill that requirement. I've got a date, I've got a venue, I need to put something on, I need fights, so we need to make shit happen. And obviously there will be obstacles, but we just got to clear them. So the best headspace for me to be in is to be calm and laid back. Because if I start panicking, but imagine if I start panicking, the whole operation will start panicking. So I try and stay as calm as possible, man. I sit at the top of my stairs whenever I feel like, I need to do something, and I just go sit at the top of my stairs for about 5-10 minutes and strategize. So yeah.
Fair enough. We can't leave without getting your opinion, because I need to get your opinion on this, because me and Con have been arguing about this on Boxing This Week. This is for not just DFC fans, but everyone else, everyone that tunes in. Fabio Wardley.
Oh my God, man.
Has beaten
I don't know where you're going with this.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this, but it needs to be brought up. Fabio Wardley beat Joseph Parker deservedly. Now, from a promoter's point of view, commercially or strategically, do you think it makes sense for him to go and fight Usyk next?
I think as a promoter, yeah, if I'm looking out for Fabio's best interest, like to help him fulfill his dream, it's all well and good fairy tale story from White Collar, I'd chuck him in there with Usyk, yeah, just because I don't want to stand in the way of his ambition, yeah. However, if I'm thinking, how do I make Fabio sell out a Wembley? Because him versus Usyk doesn't sell out Wembley unless they're paying people to go watch it. But I think him and Italma makes more sense on a commercial level. Big British dust up. Maybe if Dubois gets another win, him and Dubois is a good one. But I feel like like obviously props to him. I would never want to talk down anyone else's ambition, but I feel like he's probably hit his ceiling a bit here. And
You
he's
think?
even, I think he's even overachieved by accomplishing what he has accomplished. However, it is heavyweight boxing. And if he catches Usyk right and
Punching them.
stops him, then it's like, Jesus Christ, Fabio, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not out the realms of possibility, but I also don't think that I feel like, and this is gonna sound so bad, yeah. I feel like he's being a bit overhyped in terms of the comparisons with Wilder and stuff like that. I don't think those are realistic. Like this, the Parker stoppage was a bit questionable. Like he packs a punch, but I don't think he's any George Foreman. I don't think so, not at all. Because he hasn't really colded anyone. Like the Hooney knockout was good, but who is he colded? It's more an accumulation of punches every time.
Yeah, I mean, he did break Fraser Clark's skull. That's the only
Oh
one
my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, Connor.
Yeah. I don't know. I do agree though.
Yeah, I still don't think he's.
Your headphones gone again. Okay, talk.
Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
you're back,
yeah.
you're back, you're back.
Yeah. So I still don't think he's Wilder levels, but I feel like that's the only thing they can really sell about him because they can't sell him as like a master boxer.
But however you look at that Wardley and Clark fight, that was a British level fight.
Yeah, I was at the first one. I was at the first one, and I thought Fabio went in there and thought that he would just steamroll Clark. He didn't respect him enough in the first one. But that Fabio Wardley's definitely a good operator, but I wouldn't want to see him in the Usyk next.
Fair enough,
I think that's
man.
a bit of a mismatch.
Fair enough, man. But hey, listen, thank you for obviously joining us tonight.
Yes.
Talking about DFC X. The links to everything you need to find with regards to DFC will be in the bio of this video to subscribe as well. Connor, have you Amazon giveaway as well, £50 giveaway subscriber.
How do I get that £50? The economy's tight, bro. I got a show to put on. I want that giveaway, bro.
I'm dreading giving it away, man.
I want it, bro. How do I win that?
Subscribe and comment on the video.
All right, cool.
Yeah, subscribe and comment on a video to be in with a chance to win £50 when we reach 500 subs. We will announce the winner on live on a spinner wheel, just with names of and whoever wins it wins it. Then stay tuned because we have a bigger announcement, obviously at 500 subs for 1,000. So yeah, it doesn't end. Flips, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
No, thank you, man.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, man. It's interesting. DFC X, 7th of December. Connor, anything to say?
No. The only thing I'll say, other than a big thanks to Flips, of course, and go check out DFC in the description. Even if you're not going to be able to go to the event, I know we had people from Australia who I was telling about the event on the Wardley Parker stream, and they've come back and watched a few videos.
Yeah,
but even so, you can go and check DFC out and give them a follow. But also, from a personal point of like, the channel's done really well in the last few days or so. So just a big thank you, really. I can't remember the exact number, but we've gone up like 60 odd 70 subscribers in the last like 4 days. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. Other than that, that's everything. So it's really just check out Flips, check out DFC importantly, and DFC X.
Official DFC _ for Instagram.
Yes.
DFC season for YouTube. And I'm not missing anything, Flips, am I?
No, can I say something?
Go on.
Yes.
I just to close off the stream the most appropriate way. Connor's taller in real life than he looks on camera, boys. Like Connor, I thought Connor would be short, yeah. And I remember at DFC 8, Paolo was like, "That's Connor over there." I was like, "Fucking hell." Connor is a giant compared to what he looks like on camera, guys. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And that's all for me.
And you can see Connor at DFC X. Maybe take a picture of him. I don't know. Listen, guys, thank you.
Aware of it, but sure.
Thank you for everyone, obviously, that's tuned in the comments, and anyone that's watching. We've had quite a few people lock in tonight, even if you haven't commented, you're just watching. So thank you for that. And obviously, this episode will be up live afterwards. Flip, stay behind for a minute afterwards. Before we once we log off. But yeah, guys, I think that is it. Boxing this week tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Connor.
Yep, 4:30 p.m. Boxing's back in Africa. That's boxing this week 68. It's going to be a lot of that. Yeah, decent. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, all the rest of it. But yeah.